Everybody on Parenting Wholeheartedly. I'm excited to introduce you to Malva. We have been collaborating on a few things now. I've been as a part of her parenting summit back in, when was that? October?
November.
November. And so now she's been creating a series where I hope that I'm live. It just went back to my newsfeed.
I'm live.
Okay. Um, So it's a 8-part series, and it's starting this weekend, the 13th and 14th. And so I brought her on to be able to share more about what this looks like and how you can be a part of it and kind of like the heart behind it. So go ahead and tell us about it.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you very much for having me. Hi, everyone who's watching and listening. I'm glad that you're here. Danielle is a guest expert in the Parenting Summit series. It's called an International Parenting Summit series. And the reason why my heart is in it is because I wish I had the help that now we as experts are offering parents to learn from when I was beginning to take care of other people's kids, because I started from being a babysitting to being a nanny, and then to working at schools, and then all the way to being a teacher and the mom of 3 myself. And I didn't have that. I had to learn as I went, and I really didn't know where to look. And so I had to go to university to study, let's say, child development, psychology, sociology, pedagogy, to have, like, let's say, a bird's eye view as to what it really means to become a parent and to be a parent and to be, I'm not even talking about successful, but like floating above water as a parent at times, because the definition of success is different for everyone. But most importantly, the feeling of we're bonding with our kids, and that is successful. So what I have come up with, it's called a summit series, and it's exceptional. And not because I'm the one that is the host, but because the way that it's structured allows parents almost a course like feel of different topics about parenting or related to parenting and family. So the summit goes live every month on the second Saturday of the month. Then we have classes on Saturday and Sunday. And then the topics go live starting March. So in March, we're teaching communication to our children. I have 15 experts talking on the same subject from different approaches, and no topic is the same. Then a month later, we're going to have calm parents are better at helping children handle frustration. We all know that there are emotions that sometimes happen, and they're not necessarily the most positive ones, because something bad happened at work, or we're not, or we're frustrated, or we're angry, or we have a headache, and our kids are all over us. We know this happens. This is reality. And how do we make sure that we kind of regulate our own emotions, and as a calm parent help our children as well? The next topic would be helping children develop self-esteem. We all want kids who are independent and who have good self-esteem, who don't have self-pity, or who don't have self-hatred, or who have, let's say, less anxiety and more fun with meeting other people. So how do we do that? How do we help our kids develop self-esteem? The next topic will be finding a successful approach to disciplining our children. And in the positive parenting ethos, discipline means teach. So how do we find a successful approach to teach our children the rules that we have and the boundaries that we have set in our family? The next topic will be nurturing relationships through the thick and thin. We all know that there are ups and downs in any relationship. Self-love, love towards our partner, and especially sometimes towards our kids. And when we're like, oh my goodness, I just don't know how to get through the day. All right, how do we get through the day? Making sure that we still maintain a good and healthy relationship with everyone, and ourselves included. Conflicts, they happen to everyone. So topic number 6 will be conflict management at home. Again, 15 experts, different approaches from different perspectives on the topic. Then we'll have using positive reinforcements as parents. How do we make sure that we are able to encourage our children to try using the positive parenting methods? And last but not least, which will go live all the way in the fall, which is power struggles at its best, because no matter how wonderfully organized your family may be, there still are going to be certain power struggles. How do we make sure that we learn from them? And all of that will be implemented in actionable, doable, and to be honest, easily understandable steps for all of the parents to follow, because I have amazing experts, Danielle being one of them, as in the panels. So If you have
Yeah.
nothing else to do on every Saturday of the month, come join us, because when it goes live, it's free, because I want to make sure that every parent has the possibility to use that resource, no matter the size of your wallet. So it is free. Should you wish to access these later on, there is also a paid version. But for me, most importantly, you do have those resources as our way. So Danielle, mine, and all the other experts' way of giving back to society through these difficult times.
Yeah, which we need all the help we can get. I mean,
Right.
I really want to be able to take part just so I can listen to the other experts. I'm sure that there's still things that I would be able to learn. So tell me more about the range and spectrum voices that you have, with through this series.
That is a big question. And the reason why is because I have people from Australia, from India, I have people from Canada, from Europe, from United States as well. And for me, one of the things that I had studied was intercultural differences, and looking at the way
Mm,
the people speak, even the way that they implement the actionable steps and they tell you how to implement them, depending on the culture, it's completely different, just the way the experts speak, which was an added value for me. But what is more important is, no matter where we're from, the fact that we're in the positive parenting ethos, most
mhm.
of us, like, we feel like we've known each other for many years because we speak the same language of the type of parenting. So that's amazing. But like, taking for example, teaching communication to our children, what does that mean? Like, how do I talk to children who are just born? We have an expert talking about that. How do we talk to children who are learning to speak so they don't have, let's say, problems with expressing themselves and their words? And how do we talk to children who are on the verge of, on one hand, they know exactly what they want, and on the other hand, they just don't have the vocabulary to express what they want, their fears. And then you have tantrums, like the terrible twos or the tantrums, because of the barrier of communication versus me understanding versus what I can say. So that, and then how do we talk to the, terrible fours, where they're like, no, 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 no? How do we make sure to talk to them? Why are they saying no? Why is this their phase? How do we communicate with children that are neurodiverse? How do we communicate with children that are 13, 14, 15? They're coming, they're becoming young adults, and yet we don't know how to communicate with them because they're not small enough for us to just pick them up and put them in the car seat if they need to get in the car. Sometimes they're taller than us at 15. How do we make sure that we don't get "I hate you and I'm slamming the door in your face and I never want to speak to you" phrases? Instead, there's still this bonding and the possibility to build a relationship with our kids. How do we do that? Through communication. So just one subject, teaching communication,
Mhm.
it's a very big spectrum of how do we do that. We even have one expert telling you, if you have children around the age of 4 or 5, here are the specific games you can play with them to encourage their communication. That for me is gold.
Yeah. So can parents of any age child watch this and get something out of it?
There's one expert talking about in utero communication, to another
Mhm.
expert who's saying how to talk to our kids who are now adults and have children. So,
Oh, wow.
wherever you are, you're able to have something. Once you come and join us, you don't have to watch every single video. If you can see the title of the video and, how do we communicate to our young children, and you don't have a young child and you don't need to communicate to a young child, skip that video. Like, don't
Mhm.
waste your time if you think that's going to be a waste. Skip to something that is going to be of value to you. I want to say, I want to include every caregiver, parent, grandparent. Take what you can, take what you want, leave the rest behind. Should you
Mhm.
wish to come back and look at it again later on, you have that option as well.
Yeah, I love that. So, how long are each video?
Each video for the speakers is around between 20 and 25 minutes. There's one video that's a little bit longer, 36 minutes, but generally most of the speakers' videos are 20 odd minutes, which means that if you can't watch it, you'll be able to listen to it. If you can't listen to it, you'll be able to read it. So again, these
Mm.
other possibilities that we have for the parents to feel comfortable in acquiring the knowledge. I really learned a lot, even from the perspective of how other people work. That for me
Yeah.
was a learning curve. So if you or any other parenting expert wants to see how others work, you're more than welcome to come join us as well.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be so much fun to see it all put together and live. And so dive into just the technology, because then I will summarize in the comments and then do a lot of other posts to explain how to sign up. But what does that look like for this first round?
Okay, so for the first round, what happens is you follow the link that Danielle's going to share. You all go onto the main page of the summit. That's where you just put your name and your email address. And then in the meantime, I'm going to send you information about how to log in, how to make sure that you're there on the 13th of March. Should you start from the 13th of March or every month on every second Saturday of the month, you're going to get a link to access the videos. And it's going to be like I said, it's almost like a course like approach. So every video is going to be organized separately. You will have the contact to the speakers. So if you really, for example, resonate with what Danielle is telling you and you want to get in touch with her, you're more than welcome to do that. So all speakers will have the possibility to invite you to them as well. So hopefully you'll be able to find value in that as well.
Oh, yeah, no question. So how long do they have to watch them free?
The weekend, so 13th and 14th of March, and then the second weekend of April, the second weekend of May, the second weekend of June. So every second weekend, you have the whole weekend to watch those videos. And the first Saturday is 6 videos times 20 minutes. The second day is Sunday, which is 7 videos times 20 minutes. So it's doable if you want to do it for just that weekend. But if you don't want to, you have options as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you could probably jump around to the ones that jump out to you, the most, but you also have kids to take care of and other things to do. So to balance that out, it'd be nice to be able to jump back
Right.
into those videos
Yeah,
when you
you
have them.
can jump in, jump out whenever you wish.
Yeah. So what do you hope is parents' biggest takeaway by being able to access these resources?
Oh, that's a lovely question. Um, to be honest, just a little bit more happiness one day at a time. That's all I want. The reason being so is because we have so much on our plate. If I were to tell you to change your diet drastically today, if only let's say rabbit food and sometimes a piece of protein, then most likely you would just drop everything and say, "Oh, I want my bag of chips and my chocolate." Okay?
Mhm.
So if this is exactly what happens when we try to make drastic changes in our habits or in our everyday life experiences. So again, that's not what I'm doing this for. I don't want parents to change everything and all of a sudden they're a different person. No,
Mhm.
but if you can take something to implement, even just one thing from each topic to implement in your family, to help build the family values, to help build the family relationships, to help decrease the arguments or the conflicts that you may have, or even kind of grudges that sometimes we do hold deep inside and we don't know how to vocalize. And so do our kids, like the slamming of the doors or throwing of the toys. This is a grudge that a child doesn't know how to vocalize. So one of the things why teaching communication to our children is the first topic is because in order for us to make our relationship work, we need to know how to express our thoughts, wants, and needs. That is why this is the first topic. And therefore, if you are able to just increase the level of positive communication within the family, then you're really able to improve your everyday um, contact in the family and outside as well. And I'm hoping that we're going to improve the world one child at a time, because our children are our future generation.
Yes, I love that. I absolutely think that there are the tools that have the capability of changing the world with the next generation in this series. So, thank you so much for all of your hard work of putting the back end together. I know it was not a light task to take on. So, I appreciate your ability to collaborate and to bring all of these experts together and to share this information for free live for families. I really do think that it can be transformational and really powerful for our kids. So thank you so much
You're
for your
welcome.
time.
I know that your people know you and know how wonderful you are as an expert, but just to kind of reel them in a little bit, Danielle
Yeah.
is talking about the 30 million word gap. So if you don't know what that means and you don't want your children to be at the lower end spectrum of the gap, just at the
Yeah.
top, you got to come in to listen to Danielle speak. I loved her talk.
Yes, it is one of those topics I can totally geek out on and talk about all day. So I loved being able to have that as one of my topics, and definitely want to share that with everybody because I just feel like it needs to be common knowledge.
Yes.
It does, and because when we have that in our toolkit, then we feel so much more confident as parents that we're doing something right. So definitely come listen to that talk, and then jump on for all the other series.
Thank you, Danielle, for being part of this summit series. I couldn't be more grateful to have you on board.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much.